Alright guys, trying to do a little more of the video stuff and pay back a little bit of what we did. The YouTube videos, the internet stuff, it's been very helpful to us across all the businesses really, but especially with the roll-off rentals and the sidecar stuff associated with that. So one of the things I saw a lot of were videos outlining the costs to get started, the costs to continue. So this video is coming from a place of, we're pretty new. When I say we, the wife and I, we've got Evolve Hauling, and that's really just the sidecar business to Evolve Gym and Evolve Physical Therapy. So we've got our grubby mitts and a few things. So hauling is just kind of a fun sidecar thing. Hopefully make some money at some point, hopefully provide some employment opportunities for folks down the road. Go from there. But with that, we're coming from the space of business ownership on a relatively small scale and then jumping into this new endeavor. So seeing the costs laid out by you guys was pretty helpful. I'm gonna let you know where we're at right now. So I'll try to throw some stuff on the screen a little later, but just the numbers, and we'll kind of go look at stuff here in a moment. The big thing, there's a lot of overhead in this if you do it right. Not disparaging anyone if you're not doing all of the things, but there's a lot of overhead to have the insurance, possibly have your CDL, have your monthly software for your POS and scheduling, and then obviously your truck, your bin setup, redundancies on those, maintenance on those. So I'm going to blast through some numbers real quick, which I've got in front of me here. So your truck, that's going to be up to you. But if you're going to be starting a business, you owe it to customers to be reliable. So you want to have a decent rig. Start where you need to, but you want to have a decent rig. Get there when you can. So your truck, anywhere these days, 40 to 80 grand. Again, you can be outside those parameters and just fine, but it's the nature of it. Your bin setup. We'll take you out there in a minute. We started with the most basic, probably hated. We've got a Raw Max, like a 60-inch rail, 3-bin package. It's perfect for us right now, but obviously it's not the most well-loved setup. But I think those are, depending where you're at in the country, 25 to 30,000 right now. And then before we get any further, if you guys are going down this path, you've got to look at what can you afford. You don't have to have cash for everything, but you probably shouldn't borrow for everything. Or if you are borrowing, make sure you can back that up down the road. So I'm very fortunate. I have a day job, good solid job, not going anywhere. Side note, I did tear a bicep, essentially my first job with hauling. So for the last 3 months, we've been doing very little, but back in action now. Insurance, commercial insurance is massive. That's going to vary where you're in the country, what truck you're driving, what trailer you have. But for a number, $1,000 a month, go from there, especially when you're just starting. And that's a truck and a trailer. If you've got another trailer insured or another vehicle or certainly another driver, up, up, up. It's crazy. What we're seeing now, this is a big one, advertising. Haven't done any advertising because I haven't been at the day job, so I don't want to throw money at Google for nothing. But I think I just started a campaign. It's $1,000 a month. And really in our market, that's not going to touch it. Probably $1,000 to $3,000 a month in advertising. Unless you're in a part of the country where Facebook and Craigslist ads are going to get you there. Maintenance, call it $500. You don't know what's going to break. You should have a fund. Could be adding tools. Could be replacing winch lines. Could be treating yourself to an auto grease gun. You name it. Software, not intimately familiar. We're running Docket just because it checked my boxes. I was willing to spend a little more and have it in the background so that when I need to scale, I can scale. And I think it's $250 a month. Don't quote me on that, but it's pretty hefty. It adds up for something that until you really need it, it seems excessive, but then once you need it, it's going to be able to scale with you. So not necessarily a plug for Docket, but so far it's working well for us. And then state laws may or may not apply to you. We did get a CDL, which is, I think it's $4,000 for the class. Class is kind of a joke, but now we're covered. I can scale up. That truck can get maxed out, our bins can get maxed out. I can scale up to a larger, or ideally next year, scale up to a big truck with the 40s. So, like I said, I'll throw those on the list on the screen so you guys can kind of take a peek at them. A lot of numbers, but gives you an idea of this real world Southwest of the United States, what we're looking at. And with all that, like I mentioned earlier, we kind of have a responsibility to maintain redundancy. If you're just skirting by on all these things and you've got one piece of the system break, then you're out of business until that's repaired. So you want to plan for that And you don't want to overextend so far initially that your first speed bump sets you off. So take a quick lap. I'll show you guys what we got. Bear with me, I'm exceptionally caffeinated, out of breath. So we just swapped into this from a heavy spec F250. We don't necessarily need the 450 yet, but like I mentioned, do what fits for you. For us, this suits our personal needs really well. I really enjoy it, so it's worth the cash regardless. And then we went with a setup like this, 3-bin setup, 7x14, 52-inch walls. I think it was 27,000 all in. Gooseneck pole. Like I said, not the most desirable because it's got the 16-inch rails, but it served us really well. In fact, I've probably used 10 of these on my own. So those are the numbers in a nutshell for us, and I think they're pretty representative of very rough average, really anywhere. But I did want to brush up on advertising and then competition. So with our area, it's not overly saturated, but it's pretty saturated. We've got the big players, we've got a bunch of little guys. Just chatted to a fellow at the dump the other day. He's been doing it for 8 or 9 years, real well-used system. His equipment's got some miles on it, but he's killing it. Bins are rented out every day, word of mouth. And we got a lot of junk haulers, a lot of dump trailer runners, and quite a few of the actual roll-off businesses. So with that in mind, you've got to look at the type of competition. And what I mean by that, I'll use an example. We've got a local fella, pretty much independently wealthy, owns a lot of real estate, owns a bunch of businesses. He started a roll-off gig to make money, but also for fun. He was able to buy multiple trucks, multiple trailers. He's probably spending at least $5,000 a month on Google advertising, and he's doing very well as a result. With my algorithm as it is, I can't turn on Instagram, Facebook, the internet without his ads coming up. So from where I'm coming from, it doesn't make sense to try and combat that. I cannot out-advertise him. I cannot probably beat the prices of the big guys, Waste Management, etc. So you got to find your niche and find where you're safe. And that goes back to making sure whatever expenses you incur setting this up and however you incur those, you should be pretty well comfortable and insulated that you can weather the storm, so to speak, or wait out the ones that are going to go away and survive the guys that are going to undercut you or just massively drown you in advertising. So I think I haven't heard that spoken about a lot, but at least in my area, that's wildly important to consider. So we'll cut there for now. I think we covered pretty much everything. If you guys got any questions, let me know. Thanks.